Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Haynes. I'm an audiobook narrator. I'm here with tips with my guest, Trenton Bennett, my esteemed colleague, Trenton Bennett. And what we're going to discuss today is prepping a text for recording. Now, normally, I would think, well, the text is prepped. It's written. That's what I would first think. And what you have to do, you have to read it. What do other narrators suggest? Well, read the book first and look for, well, what do you look for? Trenton, what are some things that you look for when you're presenting?
Your very first read through the book isn't the fun read where you get to dive into the story and really get to know the characters. It is your quick check for speed bumps. So, speed bumps, for example, would be, is there anything about the writing that's particularly off that I might need to work on? But more importantly, do I need to jot down names of characters and confirm that I'm pronouncing that character's name correctly? And do I need to look for bits that are in foreign languages? And at the same time, if I'm going to do character voices for the book, then I need to see if there's any notes on the characters. And these last couple, the important thing is if I don't have the names pronounced correctly, I'd rather know that before I even record the opening credits than find that out 5 chapters in when someone says, hey, that's not the way you say their name. And the same is true if I find out that their voice, if I don't have any notes on their voice until about chapter 7 and they go, his voice was really deep, and I've been doing it really bright the whole time. That's also a problem.
And that's exactly, those are the first speed bumps that I check as well. The next that I'd like to do is and we can go into this topic for several videos, and why don't we? But the thing that I tend to do after that is I go through what I call washes of scanning the text.
Hmm.
Um, and during the scanning process, one of the things that I do is I look at all the dialogue. I become ravenous for quotations, right? And if it's a chapter where clearly more than two people are talking to each other, or if it's not clear who is the one talking just from the first look, maybe there's a 2 paragraph narration break, and then there's dialogue that comes back, and I don't know if it's coming from the protagonist or the other protagonist. What I do is I simply look to see who said what, and then just like a screenplay or a play script, screenplay, theater script, I actually will in capital lines, capital letters, talk. If I could talk right now, it'd be dangerous. But in capital letters, I will put the character's name before the quotation begins. And then if the author tends to say what the tone of what they said, if they tend to describe that afterwards, so I don't know what you're talking about. This is so unfair. First of all, this afternoon I ate just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No animals were harmed. She said, all in a rush. It's like, oh, my eye doesn't scan quickly enough to catch that. So I literally will say, just like with a screenplay or a theater script, I will have next to those capital letters, all in a rush, so that my eye lands on that and I'm just going, 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 going. Creates a very, very smooth read. So
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't do that early in the process. When I'm ready to record the chapter, I give one last skim through and go, okay, I'm looking at this scene's coming up, these characters. But I don't mark it up like you do, and that probably saves you some time, doesn't it?
well, it saves me some time because I don't necessarily read silently like other people read. I need to have something specific to focus on each time. So that's just one of my washes that I go through. And as I go through each wash, I get more and more familiar with the text, which also eases the read.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So there you have tips for prepping a text. Probably will be labeled just video one or phase one. My name is Matt Haynes,
And I am Trenton Bennett.
And as narrators and teachers, I hope that our voices in your ears meet again real soon.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks,
Thank
Matt.
you.